Hello everyone, welcome back. Today is the 23rd of April and today is the day we finally get the fig tree pruned and into a proper big pot. I did actually come up yesterday and I did quite a few jobs around here. I just kind of got on with it. So I will play those time lapses now and then we will get on with the fig tree. So what I've ended up doing is breaking down all the big jobs that need doing on the plot into smaller, little, manageable chunks, and I've got a really long list on my phone. So I decided to go to the plot and just tick some of these things off. The first thing that I realised needed doing was actually getting rid of some of the garden waste, as in the nettles, the bindweed and the mare's tail. I have a massive pile of bindweed and nettle roots that I have just been adding to over the last 2 months or so. And I've noticed a lot of it has started sprouting. And now that our garden waste collections at home have started up, I thought I might as well just get a couple of bags of this stuff bagged up, take it home and put it in my garden waste bag at home. I can't really schedule in a trip to the tip just yet, and the sheer amount of these roots that I have, I don't know how much will actually fit in our tiny little car. So yeah, I thought I'd just make a little head start, bag some of this up, make this pile a little smaller, and yeah, start clearing these little areas bit by bit rather than trying to do everything all at once and then getting really tired and overwhelmed and yeah, not want to be at the allotment. So yeah, some of these roots are just absolutely crazy. I had a really good afternoon because, yeah, with this brand new list that I have on my phone, like taking things off has become kind of like a game or a challenge, like see how many things I can get ticked off today. And yeah, I'm really enjoying my time. So there are still a few bags of rubbish by next door's shed. And I just I can't even look in them. There's some carpet and just plastic and stuff in these, but they've been lying there by the shed for so long. There was just like spiders, snails, slugs, everything in these bags. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna leave that for another day. And then I decided to pick this patch of nettles so that I could actually walk on and off the plot this way and to make it easier to grab the last few remaining bags of stone that are in this area. They are pretty gross and they need a really good clean before I put them down. I started doing it, but this particular bag was just full of bindweed roots and just not very nice stuff. So I did one bag and then kind of gave up. But yeah. I said in my last video that I really wanted to use this tank, well, whatever it is, as a planter, and I really wanted to grow carrots in it. So I thought if I don't do that now, then I'm putting off sowing my carrots for another few days or weeks or, you know. But this job was actually really horrible, and while I was doing it I just wanted to cry because it was just so disgusting. It was full of rusty old I guess mini greenhouse poles, and there was like this sludgy mud in the bottom. There was slugs and snails and worms and rubbish like bottles and bits of rotting plant, and it was just horrible and it really stank. So I'm really glad that I got that job done today. It's empty. I gave it a quick rinse out and I'm going to drill some holes in the bottom of it, and then it will hopefully be the perfect carrot planter. So that is my pile of garden waste that needs to be removed, all bindweed and nettles and mare's tail. I'm going to put that in my green bin at home. I don't know if I'll fit it all in, but getting it off the plot will be good. There's also a couple of bags of rubbish, one here and then 2 up in the corner of where I emptied the tank. So the tank is here, and I thought about it last night, and I think I'm actually gonna take it home and paint it, because the bucket that I've bought for the fig tree I've also painted. Let's go see. Here is the fig, and look, There are already little baby figs forming and some lovely little leaves. So I'm really glad I'm finally getting this done, because this poor little fig, it needs some help. The container I bought for the fig is actually a really big bucket. Basically, I couldn't find a pot big enough that I liked and was also a decent price, because the really nice pots that I liked were really expensive. So basically I think I just swallowed a fly. What I've done is get a bucket and paint it. Of course I painted it pink. So this is a 65 litre bucket. I have drilled drainage holes in the bottom. I have 2 buckets like this in my garden at home. Obviously didn't paint the whole thing, and I've had them for 3 years and they are still super strong and sturdy. The paint, this is the same paint that I used at home, but it wasn't completely dry and cured yet, and I've already scratched it. That's what you get for painting plastic, I guess. The paint I use for outdoor painting and for painting plastic, it's called Friend Chic. I'll leave a link in the description because it's a really good paint. It's low VOC, non-toxic chalk paint basically. And yeah, like I said, the pots that I've had at home for 3 years, I painted them 3 years ago, they're still perfect even now. So yeah, I definitely did not leave this cure long enough, but it looks dry over the next few days, so I think it'll be fine. And then any other scratches that just pop up, I'll give it a quick little touch up at some other point. So yeah, that is what the fig is going in. It's quite a bit bigger than what it's in now. Don't know if you can really tell, but yeah, this thing is completely fallen apart, and I did think about getting a trug bucket similar to what it's in now, but if this is a trug bucket and it's done this within just a few years, there's no point buying a pretty pink bucket for it to break and disintegrate. And I know with this bucket it will actually last. The paint won't, but it's a solid container. So I've brought with me some peat-free compost, some spent compost, and I've got some slow release seaweed fertilizer as well. So hopefully that will be sufficient for the fig. I did talk to Frankie over on Instagram, Frankie Apples, and she has given me really good advice on pruning fig trees and fruit trees in general, so I think I know what I'm doing, but honestly I'm not going to touch it too much this year because I kind of want to see what shape it will come like to be, but I can already tell there are some branches that definitely need removing. She's also warned me that fig trees leak sap when you prune them, so I'll definitely wear gloves, and I've got brand new snippers, so hopefully this will be okay. I'm a little bit nervous. So I think I'm literally going to put the pot here, right here, because once it's filled it's going to be a bit of a struggle to move it, and it was originally planted here anyway, so I know it will be, well, I think it will be happy here, and it will also create a little bit of shade on the pond. And I know so many people are really offended by this pallet that I have on top of the pond, and it's there because, well, I didn't put it there, it was already there, and I haven't moved it yet because I need to make more of like a gradient, because at the moment it's a bath basically, and I think it's a little bit deep, so if any creatures fall in they're gonna have a hard time getting out, so I've just left it there for a moment. And I've been collecting stones, but I think this pallet has moved a bit, because I had a row of, I've been collecting stones and I've had them all lined up here and they seem to have all fallen in. What has happened? That's beside the point and not a job for today. The pond will be something I tackle, I don't know, fully in the autumn time, because I think that's when you are supposed to do pond stuff, but I'm definitely going to get some more plants for it, make more of a gradient, and also remove some of the reeds. I think they're flag irises, and there's a lot in there, and it's only a little pond. But that's a job for a different day. Anyway, let's get on with the fig. I cannot move this. This is so heavy. I don't know how I'm going to lift it into there. I think what I'm going to do is prune it first, and then see. Oh. Right. Just so you know, this is not a tutorial because I don't really know what I'm doing. So I think I'm just going to get all these dead bits off, and anything that's growing like inwards. Right, let's just do it. I'm just trying to think of the shape. I think this needs new stuff on there though, that's the thing. Basically, I don't think those are necessary. And I know this is never going to be like a tree shape. I think it's going to be a lot more of a bush. I think I'm going to take this bit off. Actually, I don't know. I'm going to take that off. Right. Right, I'm going to remove this one because it's rubbing on that one, and this one has more growth up there. Okay. I'm sorry, tree. And it looks kind of dead at the top. Taking that bit off because that's also got a weird dead bit on it. Okay. I think that's all I'm going to do. Okay, so I haven't taken much off, but what I have taken off is mainly the dead ends and then a couple of bits that I felt were just in the way. So I feel like these two are going to rub together, but I don't want to take too much off and then it die. So yeah, let's fill the bucket. I'm going to fill it with some spent compost because it's got lots of sand and perlite to create some drainage, then a bit of slow release fertilizer, attempt to get this thing in there, and then fill the rest up with fresh compost. So let's have a go. Okay, the new bucket is half filled now. Now I've got to try and get this thing in. It's really heavy, so I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna lift it because there's nothing to grab onto, and this the pot is just falling apart as well, so I don't know, it's just going to be a bit of a faff, so bear with me. I forgot to mention the biggest reason why I paint my pots. So this allotment site or allotment plot is pretty much south facing, and it's been getting sun all day, and I have the same problem in my garden at home. It's south facing and it's a sun trap, and I find that dark coloured pots heat up really fast and dry out. So that is the main reason why I started painting my containers and pots a light colour, just to hopefully mean that they don't get too hot too quickly and dry out. So yeah, that's just a quick note on why I like painting pots. Anyway, getting this fig out of this bucket, I kind of had to peel the bucket away. It was kind of degrading anyway, so it was a little bit easier to do that rather than pull it out of the pot, as you'll see in a minute. The issue was the roots they're so chunky, they're growing through these holes, and yeah, I couldn't get it off. So let's have a look. Right, so those were the roots which I chopped when I dug it out of the ground. So yeah, that was growing through loads. And this soil is so compacted and it's so root bound. I know figs like being in a pot, but this seems like just clay. I'm gonna get some of it off. What's that? Don't know what that is. And then get it in its new pot somehow. It's still really, really heavy. Maybe if I get most of this off, it'll be okay though. I need help. Too heavy.
Are you filming this?
Yeah.
So I get to be in the video at last.
Yeah. Basically I need to get it in here.
Which chunk?
Any, I'm going to grab this one. So
It's not going to pull out, is it?
Grab like all the way down here. Ah, not my thingy. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh,
There you go.
thanks.
That's alright. Gently grab back.
Yes, please. Okay, it's in the pot. Bloody hell. It's so heavy. It's really deceiving because it looks like it's such a small root ball, but the soil was so compacted and it must be in just clay or something, I don't know. So heavy. So luckily Josh is here today, so he just gave me a quick hand, and yeah, it was easy when there was two of us just to lift it in. So I'm going to fill that in now with the rest of the spent compost and some of the new stuff and some more of the fertilizer which is in that pot. Give it a really good water, and that's it. Fig tree is done. I obviously feel really bad for really disturbing it, so I hope it will be okay. I'm sure it will be. The tree is in. I'm going to give it a water and I will mulch it at some point, but I don't have anything with me today, but I hope it survives. Oh gosh, I really hope it survives. She's taking all of the weeds to the car. I'm going to water the fig and then nice gloves.
Thank you.
Okay, little fig tree. Hopefully you will be happy here. There we go. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again later this week for a longer video, so stay tuned and I shall see you then. Bye.